Hello travellers out there. Today in this vlog I'm going to be telling you guys all about what I got to on my Friday evening, my Saturday and my Sunday. I hope you guys have all had a lovely weekend. On my Friday evening I had work. I was doing 5 till close. My dad dropped me up to work. I got clocked in and I was running food and drinks, doing food and drink orders and cleaning tables, and it was pretty quiet to start off with. Then it got a little bit busier, and as the evening went on we then started to get a few close-ups done. I saw and chatted to some of the workers that come in on Friday night, and then I finished about 11:20ish, got clocked off, got my bag and got picked up by my dad, got back, got changed into my PJs, and then I had scrambled egg on toast for my tea, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so good. Love scrambled egg on toast with lots of ketchup. I then watched RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 4, and it was the Snatch Games, and I love Snatch Games, and me and my mum were watching that. I watched it the other day when it first aired, but my mum watched it on record, so I watched it with her. Then I finished writing my journal, put that away, and had a cream bun and a cup of tea, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so delicious. Then me and my mum watched the newest episode of season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, and it was the Snatch Games, which I love. Then I went off to bed and I was so knackered that I didn't even watch the UK soaps from Friday night. So on Saturday morning when I got up, I watched those. I then got showered and changed, head downstairs and had some cereal, and was just watching a bit of Netflix, just a bit of music, played on the Subway Surfer, played a bit of Pokemon Go, and was just playing on the colouring app on my phone, which is super therapeutic. My dad was sorting stuff on the house, he went off to bed, and my mum and myself were then just watching a bit of TV, and my older brother was on his Xbox, older sister at hers, younger sister back in uni. She went off back to uni on Friday night. She stayed down last week for Readers Week, and it was lovely having her down to stay. And then my younger brother was at his, and I got myself ready and went off for a walk, and ended up going off up to the high street and got some plant snacks and flower snacks from the flower shop, and I got these pretty reef snaps from outside the flower shop that I'm going to show you guys now. I love reefs so much, they're so beautiful. I then went inside the flower shop and I got some flower snaps from there that I'm going to show you guys now. It's so lovely in there, it all smells so good in there, and the flower shop keepers are so lovely in there, so I was having a nice chat with them. And I got a snap of the plant wall that I absolutely love, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It's just so great in there. I then went off to WH Smith's and to one of the bookstores and had one of the charge shops. I went into M&Co and was just looking at some of the jumpers in there, and I'm actually wearing one of the jumpers that I got from the charge shop a few weeks back, and I love the colour, turquoise. It's just such a lovely colour, and apparently it really brings out the colour of my eyes, which is a bonus. And then I went off and had a look at the high street little fair they had on Saturday afternoon. I didn't even realise it was going on until I heard the music and saw the wides, and there was 3 stalls, so I went and had a look at some of the stalls. Got 2 candy flosses, one for me and one for my mum, bag of candy floss each. And I then went off to my favourite little coffee shop, and I had a white chocolate mint frappe and a bit of cake, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. The cake and the frappe was so good, and I loved the little Halloween knitted decoration on the little plant. So spectacular. I then was just having a catch up with one of my family friends who works in the coffee shop, and she was on her lunch break, so we just had a nice catch up, and I was talking to her all about work and about Newark Park and the pumpkin patch and just anything and everything really. And yeah, it was just lovely to see her as we hadn't seen each other in ages. Then I headed off and went off to the garden centre in the high street and got some plant starts from there that I'm going to show you guys now. They are so lovely. I loved all the patterns on the plants. Then I made my way home. On the way back, I got some rose snaps that I'm going to show you guys now. I love roses so much. Got a load of rose snaps on the way back and they're just so pretty. I then got back and ended up having a little snooze. I then got up and my grandma and Grampy were over, and my dad had brought a load of my Grampy stuff over as he is staying over this week whilst my grandma is over in Ireland visiting my aunt, uncle and my cousins over there. So she was getting packed up and getting ready for that, and I then was just watching a bit of TV, and then we ordered fish and chips from the fish and chip shop, and my dad went off to do a Halloween disco, and my older sister and brother went off to the rugby club for a Halloween disco, and I fancy dressing. I had been invited but I decided to give it a miss, and I went off to get the fish and chips with my grandma and got myself an apple tango. I love apple tango so much. Then we got back and had that, and I had chicken and chips for my tea from there, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so good, can't beat a bit of chicken and chips. Then we were watching a bit of Grand Designs, and my dog pooped in the kitchen. He's getting a bit old, he's 14 now, so when he gets excited he pees a bit, but then he just pooed for some reason, and he hasn't done it since, so I was like, it was a bit weird, but we think maybe it's just because he got excited. He did a bit when he saw my grandma, and then when we came back he did it again when he saw my grandma, because I think he loves my grandma to bits, but he just got a bit excited. I didn't know if he needed to go to the bathroom and just got excited. Hopefully it's nothing serious. He hasn't done it since. It was just last night for some reason. His bowel, he just pooped for some reason. But if it happens again, we're definitely going to have to take him to the vets. Of course, that's a bit worrying. I started Googling, and it's never a good thing to start Googling. But he's 14 now, so these things could happen. But touch wood, hopefully not. Love that pooch to death. And then my grandma headed off after we were Strictly, and it was the Halloween week, and Craig dressed as Morticia for the Addams family, and Shirley was KMS. Craig was, and then Anton was a pirate, and what's her name? The other judge, can't remember her name right now. Moxie, that's it, was this like skeleton thing. They looked amazing. The costumes were amazing. The dancing was amazing. Craig's comments were a little bit harsh, to be honest, but he's like the Simon Cowell of Strictly, so of course he's supposed to be a little bit villainous. But yeah, I loved it. I love Strictly so much. Then after that, I just finished writing my journal, put that away, sorted out my bleeding doll, and then I was just watching a bit of Netflix, and then I went off to bed, and my grandma had headed off as she had an early morning the next day to head off to the airport. I then got up on my Sunday, which is today, and I had work doing 9 till 3. I got up, showered and changed into my work uniform, head downstairs, had some breakfast. My mum and Grampy were already up, as my mum had to look after my Grampy and help him get ready and get his breakfast and stuff, and they were just watching the news. And my dad had dropped my grandma off to the airport to go off to Ireland to stay for the week. He got back just in time to drop me up to work. I thought I was going to have to walk to work, but luckily I was able to get dropped to work. I got to work, got clocked in, made myself a coconut tea, had that, and was just chatting to some of my colleagues who I was on shift with, and there was 2 on bar, and then me and 2 of my other colleagues were on the floor, as one of the people on bar is just getting shown by the other one on bar the ropes a bit. So those 2 were bossing it on bar. I was running food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing food and drink orders, absolutely smashing it. Only made one mistake, because now the way the till works is there's lots of different options that you can have when you have certain like meals, and sometimes it gets a little bit confusing, so I got myself a little bit muddled up, but we sorted it. It was fine. Mistakes happen. Other than that little mix up with the till, because the ordering some foods now you can have like how do you want your egg, poached, scrambled or no egg, and sometimes that it's a lot, but it was fine. Had little cups of tea to help me keep going. It was really quiet to start off with, then it got really busy, so it was literally just manic, and then it settled down again, and it began to rain, so of course it brought even more people in, and saw quite a few people I know, so I was chatting with them, chatted to the regulars, and yeah, it was a really good shift. I was supposed to have a lunch break, but I didn't have the lunch break in the end because I didn't end up doing 9 to 4, I did 9 till 3, so at 3 o'clock I was able to finish. I clocked off and I got out of there so quickly. I was like, freedom. And I'm now not in until Wednesday. I'm off tomorrow and Tuesday, and luckily by the time I finished at 3 it had calmed itself down again, which was good. And I then went off to Aldi and got myself some pancakes, some mini pancakes, some strawberries and blueberries, and the strawberries and blueberries were 30% off, which is great. I then went to pay, and I realised that my grandma's credit card was in my phone case, because yesterday night when we had the fish and chips and I went in to pay with my grandma's card as she was paying for them, she waited in the car whilst I used her card to get the fish and chips. I put it in my phone case, and I was like, well, when I get back I'll give her her card back. Obviously when we got back, the whole dog pooping in the kitchen thing happened, and of course it just went on my head, and of course she's now over in Ireland and I've got her blooming bank card. So I called home as soon as I found out, because I knew that my grandma would be panicking that she'd left it somewhere or dropped it somewhere, but luckily she already knew that I had it and it's in safe hands. Of course when I got home I gave it to my mum to put in my Grampy's wallet, and luckily she's got enough money to keep her tie over while she's over there. And yeah, what am I like? I went off to Co-op before heading home, and I got myself a meal deal, and on the way back I had a nice stroll as the sun had come back out and it dried up, and I got some flower snaps on the way home, and also got a cute little autumnal leaf snap that I'm going to show you guys first of all. I just love autumn so much. The oranges, the yellows, like I said earlier on in the vlog, autumnal leaves are just so pretty. I then got some flower snaps, and I'm going to show you guys those flower snaps now. I just love flower photography so much. Love flowers, they just make me so happy. I then got home and I got changed, had my lunch, wrote a bit of my journal, sorted out my Bluetooth doll for tomorrow, and was just chatting to my Grampy about my day at work. And my older brother had been at the rugby, he got back and was on his Xbox. Older sister was at hers. Older brother was then getting stuff ready for the Sunday roast with my mum as well. My dad, they were both all helping getting that ready. And my younger sister is up in uni, younger brother at his, and my older sister and a friend came over to have the Sunday roast. I ended up having a nap. Didn't mean to, it was unintentional, but I guess was absolutely knackered, couldn't keep my eyes open. And then we had our Sunday roast. They came over and we got the table ready and had that, and it was so delicious. I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. Absolutely love a Sunday roast. It was just so good. We then tidied away, and then for pudding we had trifle and a bit of Victoria sponge cake that our family friend had bought from the corner shop, and I had a bit of trifle and also had a bit of Victoria sponge cake, which is one of my favourite cakes, with a cup of tea. I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. It was so good. I love Victoria sponge cake so much. Then we watched the Strictly results, and then we were watching a bit of Antiques Roadshow and also watched a bit of Top Gear. I love Top Gear. Paddy McGuinness just cracks me up. I loved him on Taking Me Out as well. And then my old sister and our family friend went off home after we were just playing on Pokemon Go, doing a few battles. And I am now off to go and finish writing my journal from today. Then I'm going to be watching a bit of Netflix and probably just play a bit of Pokemon Go, and yeah, loving Pokemon Go. I'm on episode 25. What am I saying? I'm on level 25 at the moment, and yeah, it is addictive. I absolutely love playing Pokemon Go, and yeah, I am cream crackered, so I'm probably going to watch a bit of Netflix and then probably just head to bed. I can't wait. Young Royals comes back in 2 days' time. I'm so excited. And yeah, I hope you guys have all had a lovely weekend. All have a lovely rest of your Sunday and have a fabulous week ahead. And if you all liked the vlog, please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon. Bye.